And speaking of the roadways, let's check in with WAFF 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy, who's talking with local officials about the city's response to our recent winter weather. Sarah Grace.
Good morning. I am here with Huntsville PD Sergeant Chris Jackson. Good morning.
Good morning.
How do you feel that the city has responded to the closures and call responses yesterday?
So, as I mentioned earlier in the week, it's always business as usual. In winter weather, we have an additional priority, which is roadway safety. We have a lot of people that are essential and have to get to work, and we want to make sure that everybody has a safe way to get through the city if they need to. And I think overall we responded very well. Also goes with a thank you to the community. We had essential people out on the roadway. We didn't have a lot of people who didn't need to be out. So that also freed us up. With only answering 10 accidents yesterday, that means that people heard the message and stayed at home.
That's wonderful. And when do you anticipate that Bankhead Parkway is going to open back up?
So Bankhead Parkway is kind of a tricky road itself, just due to the thick canopy, the fact that it's on the backside in an elevated portion of the roadway. It's going to be more based on climate and weather conditions. You've got a lot of 90-degree, 180-degree turns on that road, and so it's just really going to be a matter of time. Montesano is passable, so if you do live up on the mountain and you do need to get off the mountain, I recommend taking that route.
And have you heard anything overnight about black ice on the road?
Yes. As I alluded yesterday in the conference, temperatures have gotten down to around freezing. Your overpasses and your bridges likely going to have some freezing issues. The Memorial Parkway overpasses did experience a little bit of icing overnight where we had ALDOT come out and treat them. So if you're going to be out driving this morning, it's still drive with caution, take your time, be patient.
And is there anything that the community should know about the roads and what people should know going into today?
So going in today is going to be the same thing for us. We're going to be answering calls for service. We're also going to be checking roadways. We're also going to be monitoring your elevated portions to ensure if they begin icing that we can get treatment to them. And basically it's just trying to keep the roadways open and trying to allow the essential people that need to get into the city can.
Well, and one last question. When do you maybe anticipate those county lines might start to kind of open up? Is it going to be the same thing where it still needs to be time to get treated on the roads?
So I can't necessarily speak for county roadways, being that I'm with Huntsville Police Department. I can tell you that the Madison County Sheriff's Office does have their Facebook, their social media. They also have their website that's reporting any roadway closures. As with the city, we treat our main thoroughfares, but our secondary roadways, especially the ones in neighborhoods, you're going to have snowpack, you're going to have a little bit of ice. So if you are needing to get out today, especially in your neighborhood, take your time. When you get to a main road, it's going to look like it's clear, but still drive with caution because you don't know when you could find some black ice, and if you do, it could be very costly.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Live in Huntsville, Sarah Grace Kennedy, 48 on your side.
Sarah Grace, thank you, and thank you to Huntsville Police for waking up early for us. Also waking up early for us out west in the Shoals, Aria Pons. Let's check in with her, and I think she's been pretty cold this morning.
It is getting colder and colder, even though the sun is starting to rise. I cannot wait to see that beautiful sunrise. Like you said, it's not something that I see quite often, and yesterday we didn't see it. I thought maybe over some snow it would be even more beautiful, but it's not really snowy anymore. Everything's melting. The sidewalks are getting watery, which means it could turn to ice eventually. Be careful out there. Be careful walking, but especially be careful driving. Emergency management officials are still warning people off the roads because of that black ice that Sarah Grace was talking about a little earlier. You never know when it's coming. You don't see it. So if you are going to get on the roads, drive slow. Keep some distance between you and the other drivers in front of you. I have started to see a few more cars on the road as we speak, but emergency officials won't really know what those road conditions are like until maybe about an hour from now, I'm told. Yesterday it was very snowy, and even then the roads weren't that great. Not until noon. The Florence Road Department did a really great job, and the Lauderdale County, they graded the roads out there too, but those back roads are still probably pretty icy, pretty snowy. The Florence Road Department used their new equipment, including snowplows that are detachable and some salt spreaders. Lauderdale County EMA Director Brad Holmes says there are several ways to stay up to date with information about road condition. He wants people to know before they go.
So we're going to continue to push out information and updates through our text alert system and our social media pages. We ask people in the community to follow those. Your emergency management agency in any county in Northwest Alabama is going to put out that information, and our goal is to keep you and your family safe.
It's hitting me in the face. It's her.
Keep checking in on the EMA's Facebook pages. Lauderdale County has a new text chain. Colbert County said they might start a text chain in future weather events. Thank you for having me this morning. It'll be my last day on Morningside covering this kind of wintry weather. Stay safe, stay warm, and enjoy your Saturday. Reporting live in Florence, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
All right, Aria, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Stay warm and get some rest. Well, at last check earlier this morning, major roads in North Alabama are still passable, but many county roads and secondary roads could be dicey to get on this morning. In Huntsville, Bankhead Parkway has remained closed as of last check. At last word, over in the city of Madison, the only roads closed are Eastview and Stoneway Trail. Those secondary roads in Limestone and Morgan counties have been deemed impassable this morning.
All state and federal roads in Lauderdale, Colbert, Lawrence, and Franklin counties have been graded or salted, but may have some icy areas still. All county roads, though, impassable. Over in Marshall County, all state and federal roads have been treated, but still have some slick spots. At last check, state troopers say Alabama Highway 75, just north of Albertville, was icing over. And as a last check this morning, all county roads are impassable, as well as in Jackson County and DeKalb counties.
Now we'll